What up, guys? It's Chris. Today we're in my studio and I wanted to talk about a neat little tool that I recently picked up for teching on the road. And it's the Proplex IQ Tester LV. This thing has saved my ass many a times, and I have probably only had it for about 2 months. 2024 was a pretty heavy year for me touring, and by the end of it, I got locked into a rather large tour that had a mother grid. So this specific tool made that a lot easier, testing all of our data and everything before it went up. Now, obviously that sounds like, why wouldn't you do that in the first place? Well, this tool just made it easier to do that, not that we didn't do it in the first place. So I want to talk about this a little bit more in detail and show you kind of what I've been using it for on the road and what else you can use it for, and I'll demonstrate a few things here with this in my studio. So here we are on the back of the Resolume computer rack. You can see we also have 2 network switches up here. This one's running MANet and this one's running our ArtNet system from on PC to the rest of the rig. The reason we're using ArtNet is because Resolume speaks ArtNet. The pixels and the network box that we have for the rig can do ACN or ArtNet, but because we're integrating Resolume with everything, we're using ArtNet. So the tester has one Ethernet port on the bottom. They usually roll around with this little tiny thin Ethernet cable here. And all I'm going to do right now is I'm going to plug this into the bottom, and I'm going to plug this into our network switch, and I will show you what happens next. So here we are looking at the device, and you can see that there's a little ETH that's lit up at the top. That's kind of recognizing that we've plugged an Ethernet into it at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Ethernet, and I'm going to go to Protocol Detector. So the cool thing is you can see what protocols are being sent from the MA. So it's going to be ArtNet and MA3Net, because we are in session to be able to output ArtNet and MA parameters. The other cool thing we can look at is the active devices. Right now we can see all of the devices that are on the network. So 2 by 0.01 is the MA on PC. 2 by 2.0.0.12, that is going to be our Resolume computer, and then 2.0.0.69 that is going to be my on PC computer. We can also look at the packets and stuff. That really hasn't been helpful to me just yet, but I'm sure it will be eventually. We can see the network status. Yep, there is something connected to the other end of this. And there are a few other options that I really haven't gotten into just yet. One of the other main things that I use is this DMX feature here. I'll kind of show you that over at the desk. So here we are. I've just plugged in a DMX cable into the back of our command wing, and we'll come down here, plug in our DMX, probably the right way. We'll go into DMX receiver, and we can see that wasn't yellow before, or that was not green before. So when I unplug it, you'll see it goes back to yellow, no signal. And then when I plug this back in, it goes to green. Those are the 2 main kind of cases that I've been using them for throughout the tour that I've been on. And the tour that I'm currently on right now is going to be going well into the summer of 2025. So this tool is great for teching and has been awesome on the tour that I've been on. I'll show you one more feature that I haven't used on the road, but that is a feature. So the last thing that I'll show you guys is the timecode receiver and transmitter. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to play timecode, so we can't see it being received on this, but what I can do is I can go into timecode transmitter, play, and then through a simple 3 to 5 adapter, we're now getting timecode on MA. I can kind of hold it up side by side so we can see it's the same. So here we are on the Proplex website. I just wanted to explain a few other things that the tester can do that I didn't explain in the studio because I haven't found a personal use case for it yet. So here we are, kind of looking at its description here. We can see we looked at the protocol detector. It's cool. We can ping stuff and listen for pings. I haven't found a real world scenario for that, but it's cool to do it. Same thing with power over Ethernet. That's not really in my scope of work at the moment for this particular tour, but maybe going forward it will be. The DMX scope I haven't had a use for, but that's also something super cool that this does. RDM. I'm sure I'm going to be on a tour down the line where there's a wrong version of firmware somewhere, and I believe you can update it via this device. If we take a look at the manual really quick, you can see just a few more of the windows and options that the tester gives you that I didn't go over. This is a good way to kind of do a little more research and see if this tester is for you. Basically, I waited around all year for the DMX Cat E to come out, and instead of a company holding my $600 hostage like they did for a good 8 months, I got a refund and I ended up buying this. Like I said, a few colleagues of mine throughout the year had one, found them very useful, and recommended it to me. And me having my own now allows me to not borrow everybody else's, be a little more independent, and just check my shit. So just to wrap it up, I would really suggest this. I know it is kind of expensive. It's around the $1,200 to $1,300 mark. I know it does come with a pouch, and that could add another $100 or so. But I really do find this tool very useful, specifically for the type of touring that I'm doing this year. So I hope this was helpful to you guys. Let me know if you have one or if you have anything like this.